Beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, but I think we can all agree there's nothing wrong with this picture.
And the best part is, it's right in our backyard. And today on At Your Leisure, we're giving you a tour. I'm Ria Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. American Fork Canyon is a place of adventure and sometimes controversy, and we're going to experience it by OHV.
Then Joe Davis finds out how these young men are spending their summer in one of the oldest competitions on Earth.
And Steven Heumann, believe it or not, heads off to BFE, literally. AYL is next.
Oh, I tell you, Ria, it couldn't get much better than this. This is near perfect. Perfect day, perfect machine.
Oh my gosh, this machine is amazing.
Perfect company. Hello, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth. And we are
In American Fork
Canyon.
That's right. This is the Tipple Fork branch, and we're on our way to a place called Silver Lake, which is above the Tipple Fork Reservoir, which you can kind of see the dam of the new and improved reservoir right there. This place is surrounded with beautiful scenery. High above the peak, you've got Mount Timpanogos. There's the Chimney Rock Ridge right there in the middle. You've got all the peaks of Timpanogos.
Yeah.
And it's been so wet that there's hardly any dust up here, and it's so green.
It is. We got hawks flying over us and butterflies everywhere. The water is beautiful. This is just a great time to get up here.
That's true, it really is. And of course, our escorts today are from Duff Shelley. That's an institutional name in American Fork and the surrounding areas. They've been down there for, I think Duff said earlier today, 60 years. And if there's a family that knew about this area, these are the guys to talk to.
It's a great place to come and to have a lot of fun, a lot of recreation. I like to see it stay for lots of years, be here. Oh, you can camp, you can ride machines, you can hike, you can visit, you can just drive through, and just everything.
You know, American Fork Canyon has a long history to it. We've got Timpanogos Cave, which is world famous. A lot of people come just to hike the cave and go to the cave. We're standing at one of the newest places that they've just developed now, which is Tipple Fork Reservoir, and it's come a long ways. It's just to see what it was to what it is now is really amazing to see it happen. There's pretty much everything here for everybody. Kind of a special canyon. It gets a lot of use, it sees a lot of use. I've lived here for my whole life. I can't move away from it. It's hard to move away from, to be honest with you. So it's just gorgeous. As you can see behind me, it's one of the most gorgeous mountains around. I spend a lot of my childhood up here. In fact, I still spend most of my time up here, and that's probably still my childhood too. You never know.
There aren't many places left like this that you can go to. It's just been great for our life. Our family really likes it.
But it has to work for everybody. I myself have grown up through my family are horse people, and that's who we are, and this is what it's always been. But times have kind of changed, and we've got motorized has come farther and farther and farther, and we need to accommodate each other, and we need to work together with each other. We can't work against each other because we're all just sharing the same common ground. And as long as we work together and get along with each other that way, it's a fantastic place for all.
Shane is so right. Access is so important, and especially multiple access, which this canyon really is the epitome of multiple access because you can do everything up here.
That's true. That's legal.
It is. That's true.
Madam, your carriage awaits.
Oh, why, thank you. You're so chivalrous.
Did you say frivolous?
Yes, frivolously, chivalrously.
While we make our way up to Silver Lake, we're going to send you off on our travel adventure right now. Now, a lot of people think they know where places are exactly, and they think they know what the name stands for exactly. And then when it really gets down to it, they don't know exactly where they are. And they don't know exactly what the name means. Well, Steve Heumann is standing by in San Juan County. He is at such a place, and well, maybe he'll tell you a little bit about the name.
Hey everybody, I am at BFE today. I'm Steven Heumann. Now, if you don't know what BFE means, I am not going to tell you. You're gonna have to Google it for yourself. But this is a very unique remote area about a half-hour north of Monticello on Highway 191. There's a lot of great trails with names like Lockjaw and S&M, some really extreme trails, everything from mild to wild, and I want to give you a closer look today.
Public lands are a huge part of recreating in the West, particularly in Utah. Now, that being the case, you don't tend to hear much about private wheeling spots, especially ones that used to be public. Well, that's exactly what Area BFE is, a private riding area that avoided public closure when it was purchased by a group of off-road enthusiasts in 2004. Their dream was to create a playground for riders of all types, free from the threat of constant trail restrictions and public land debates. Now the 320-acre recreation park is a hot spot of off-highway thrills on the northern end of San Juan County.
You can experience all kinds of good stuff here at Area BFE. We have from super extreme to comp areas, competition areas, to, you know, just 101 basic stuff. We have an event out here pretty much every other week going on during the summer. We bought it from BLM. They were selling it, they were closing it down. So we all got together, purchased the parks, keep it open for the public.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, this is definitely a good area to come with a group of friends, family. Got an area to set up for camp if you want to for a few days. We went out there a few hours ago. Good steady path, definitely a medium trail. Hit some difficult points where we had to cover for each other, slow it down a little bit and climb some pretty steep inclines. Very slippery and sandy edges a lot of times.
The four-wheel drive trails are the center point of Area BFE, and for good reason. Like many landscapes in southern Utah, the natural features create impressive obstacles for drivers. But here, owners have been able to form the trails exactly where the best challenges present themselves. Now, Area BFE has actually become a surprising spot for weddings and corporate events too. Imagine renewing your vows out here and then hitting the trail. But today, BF Goodrich Tires has actually been leading a ride through the rocks for customers and employees, and we joined them for the White Knuckle Run. There was a bit of everything, but despite a few missteps, the AYL Jeep conquered in the end, and we got a good taste of what these trails are dishing out. Area BFE isn't limited to the 4x4 set, though. There's something here for everyone, motorized and non.
They can camp, they can mountain bike. We even have the RC cars that come out here all the way to four-wheeling trials bike. You name it, they can do pretty much anything you want. We even have some areas where if they want to do some rock climbing with actual rock gear, not buggies, they could do that as well.
One of the most interesting aspects for me were the trail names. Every path had some clever moniker to strike fear into the heart of passersby. S&M, Eldorado, and Dropkick were just a few.
When we do a trail breaker, whoever makes it the first or does something like that gets to name the trail, so that's kind of fun for everybody, and then sponsors get to name them as well.
Area BFE is free to the public and open 365 days a year. The reason it's become so popular isn't because of the rocks and the trails, but the people who enjoy them. When you're here, you're part of something more, and everyone feels it. You climb in your 4x4 or your ATV, and suddenly you're not alone. You're accepted no matter your skill level. And at the end of the day, you'll enjoy the camaraderie that only comes from hitting the trail.
It's a family. It's a lot of difficulty in a lot of the obstacles that we climb, and when people get out of their Jeeps and help each other walk through it, you learn a lot. And then just the fact that you get to interact and work with people who've been doing this for as long as I've been alive, and then, you know, work through those obstacles, gain that confidence to, you know, do it on your own when they're not around.
As you can see, Area BFE is a great place to come wheeling or just to explore, and there's all kinds of different options here if you want to go four-wheeling or if you just want to go rock climbing. It's all here. Now, Area BFE is really easy to find as well. We're just about 30 miles north of Monticello on Highway 191. There's an off-ramp right there. You just get right off. You can come out here, and it's donation-based, so drop a little bit of money and then come out here and have fun. Well, I'm Steven Heumann for At Your Leisure. We need to take a commercial break, but when we come back, more At Your Leisure.
What happens when the unstoppable meets the immovable? Find out June 24th at the Juab County Fairgrounds in Nephi as you experience Juab Extreme Racing. Competitors from across the nation converge to put their skill to the limit on one of the most difficult tracks anywhere in the world. These obstacles aren't going anywhere and the racers aren't slowing down. June 24th, the unstoppable meets the immovable at the Juab County Fairgrounds. Juab Extreme Racing 2017. Get tickets at juabextremeracing.com.
112 bedrooms. I put guns on top of the channel, so if a bubble comes, I can kill them. A 10-feet couch. Very girly. Guns on the walls. Some flowers on it. A lot of beds to fit all my family.
Run faster, pull harder, and leave everyone else behind with an impressive 154 horsepower combined with 113 foot-pounds of tire-spinning torque. The Maverick X3 absolutely rockets off the line, going from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. All thanks to a turbocharged and intercooled Rotax ACE engine. So get ready to wait for everyone else to catch up.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Darren Kinder, and we've got a special machine for our product review today. It's the new Polaris 1000, but we've nicknamed it the Rock Crawler because this machine is really set up to do a lot of different things and are really good for up here in the mountains. And one of the first things we noticed were the 4-point seatbelt harnesses. And you can see they really will hold you in well, all stock from the factory, so that's a really nice feature, and you can see they come off pretty easily. The other thing we noticed was it comes with a nice big mirror. So if you're backing down a trail or you're looking for your buddies who can't keep up with you, it's really nice to have a big mirror in the machine. Now, the other thing they've changed on it is the gate shifter. You used to go just straight forward and back. Well, now it's got a little L in it. That keeps you from accidentally putting it into the wrong gear that you don't want to. Plus, it seems to shift a little bit better than they used to. Now, on the outside, what they've done on this machine is, right from the factory, you have rock sliders on the machine. You have the Pro Armor crawler tires on this. Now, these are really heavy-duty tires. It's probably what most people are running. You know, when they change out the stock tires, they go to a tire that's much more like this, and it comes standard with bead locks. Now up here in the front, you'll notice is that it has these raised A-arms on it, which gives you a lot better clearance. You don't have to worry about bending those up. Plus, they've done the same thing in the rear, so you've got them both front and rear to give you the best ground clearance you can. One of the things I really like about this machine is this HPD skid plate. It goes completely under the machine, covers everything on in a nice thick plastic. I really like the plastic better than the aluminum because it tends to slide over things a lot better, and it doesn't get bent or anything like that. So even if you hit it on something, it just bounces right back. This thing comes standard with a winch. So it's also give you a little hook here to hold the end of it on there, and a bull bar all straight from the factory. So this machine really comes loaded and is set to go out in the mountains here in Utah and have a good time. Right now, till the end of the month, there is a $2,000 rebate on this machine. So it's a fantastic deal because you get all of those features on it right from the factory. Well, if you'd like to check this out, get up to Weller's Recreation in Camas. They have a huge supply of these things and they'll be glad to show you one. Well, I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
Look south to adventure. Look south to beauty. Look south to San Juan County. Out here, the road goes on forever, and what you'll find will change how you see the world. Climb on your OHV and discover forgotten landscapes and vistas that challenge the imagination. From Blanding and Monticello to the cliff faces of Monument Valley, we're open and ready for you to explore. San Juan County, Utah's Canyon Country.
Whether you ride mud, rocks, dunes, or trails, Polaris has a razor to match your passion. Unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, unmatched agility, and unbeatable comfort. Everything you need to chase memories and catch them. Find your razor at Polaris.com.
Too often we find ourselves in shoes like these, or these. Wouldn't it be nice to change into something more like this, or this? How about these? Put on whatever shoes you prefer and come to Beaver County. We have exactly the adventure you need to put under them. So the next time you want to change out of these, Come to Beaver County where you can jump into a pair of these. Beaver County, Utah. Lace up for adventure.
Family time, friend time, your time. You've been thinking about getting a machine, but which one is right for you? An ATV, side-by-side, or dirt bike? Stedman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, and Beta machines. See them all at Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Need a tune-up, new tires, or want a winch? Stedman's Service Department can help.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are just cruising around up here with Duff Shelley and these beautiful machines in Tibble Fork Canyon. And what a day! It's gorgeous.
It is so gorgeous. You know, it makes one think, we kind of alluded to it at the end of the last segment, is that about access. You know, there's some people who would make this area an exclusive place for a few, or you could have it be a place for many users for many different types of recreation.
I vote for the latter.
There you go. Let's find a little bit more about it.
Butterflies, they're everywhere. Woo!
American Fork Canyon's just really unique along the Wasatch Front, and maybe even in anywhere in the country, in that you can do so many things. It seems like if you like to do something, people want to exclude everybody else from, you know, only the things that I like to do. Let's focus and exclude everybody else. And American Fork Canyon's not that way. There has been a threat of losing what American Fork Canyon is. Snowbird had some plans that surfaced a couple years ago that the public wasn't really aware of, and that they wanted to put a tram in American Fork Canyon up to the top of Snowbird. They really would like to turn this into a deer valley, another deer valley. And you know, if that ever happened, it would just destroy the access and the use that 1.7 million cars are currently enjoying in this canyon. So it's still a risk, and we hope that they will reconsider and protect that land, and instead of developing it, and allow multi-use to continue on that property. When you use this canyon, respect everybody and recognize that everybody has a right to use this canyon. They can also talk to their representatives and let them know that they would like to keep American Fork Canyon the way it is. It's really the last place left for all of us, and I and many others are doing our best to try to keep it that way for my children, my grandchildren, and generations beyond that. It really is a jewel that should be maintained for everybody to experience and enjoy.
Robert makes a really good point, because if you don't protect the access, it will be a few people that own things up here that only get to enjoy what right now all of us can share. So it's worth you being involved, whether you use this area or not, to be part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because you'd miss all this. We're here at Silver Lake. This is a series of lakes from bottom to top, and there's another one called Upper Silver Lake, still higher in the mountains. This one's recently been rebuilt, and it looks new and fresh and gorgeous, and look how full it is. Usually you don't have this much water up here.
Yeah, it's just clean and green and pure and fabulous.
The whole lake, there are 4 fishermen over in the shade on the other side, and they got the whole lake to themselves. I know. Except for us.
They probably want us to leave. Anyway, we are going to actually head to our trailhead, and this is the Red Bull America's Youth Cup, which is a wonderful sailing competition that they have for kids between 18 and 24. What a neat thing this is. And also, we got to thank Rocky Mountain ATVMC for sponsoring these great trailheads.
So pull in the jib and let's take a look.
Most teenage boys spend their summers lost in a haze of recreation and frivolity. It's the dream of youth to have that one perfect season of freedom and irresponsibility. For these youths, however, summer vacation is offering something very different as they travel to Bermuda for a competition that will test their fortitude and skill on the water. Where most young men of their age will be pursuing their next distraction, these boys will be pushing themselves to the limit, and there's nowhere they'd rather be.
We will be in the middle of the America's Cup, competing in the Red Bull Youth America's Cup, so nothing can get any better.
The first group of kids are here. They are all excited, and we are all looking forward really to start the racing here. They are pushing already hard now in the training.
12 nations, 12 teams are in 2 qualifiers. 6 teams are coming from the existing America's Cup teams, and 6 teams are coming from all over the world. And the best 4 teams out of each group are going into the final.
The America's Cup began in 1851 and is the longest-running trophy sport in the world. The competition has been held every 4 years since, but was only open to adults and professional sailors. In 2013, America's Cup Event Authority decided to create a youth program designed to inspire the next generation of sailing talent, and the first Youth Cup was held as a precursor to the adult race. Now, in 2017, the Youth Cup is back, bringing teenagers from all over the world to train with professional sailors and then compete in order to take home the trophy. This year, new boats have been introduced that are faster than ever, and the young men will be the first to try them out in the 2017 Cup.
This is the new boat for the Red Bull Youth America's Cup 2017. It's an AC45 foiling. It's 45 feet long, very fast, a lot of fun to sail, and extremely physical. This foil will lift the whole boat out of the water, reducing the drag, and we reach 3 times the wind speed. The way how the teams adjust the foils will be a deciding factor. To optimize the speed of the boat, you have to fine-tune the rake of the board all the time. The new technique will be challenging, but the most important thing is their sailing skills and their physical preparation.
That preparation began months before, as each young man trained to meet the requirements necessary to compete at such a high level. Most of the boys started out learning on standard sailboats in tranquil environments, mastering the basics before moving on to more difficult rigs. Their love of the water now brings them to Bermuda, where anything can happen, a fact their professional trainers know all too well.
For ourselves, the most important thing is that we don't have any major injuries. Obviously, it's a really high risk in those kind of situations that you could have a potential for an injury. But I think, I was really thankful when I did manage to pop my head out from where I was held up after the incident, that you could see everyone's helmets and that they're all right. And, that's definitely the priority at that stage is making sure all the guys are all right, because everything else you can fix.
The Red Bull Youth America's Cup has already helped several young men become professional sailors, with 2 others going on to win gold medals in the Olympics. In fact, the average age of professionals in the America's Cup actually dropped as the next generation has already started to take over the sport. For those looking to break into sailing, Utah is already a navigation hub, as different clubs and associations set out on the Great Salt Lake all summer. For more information on how to join, just check out utahsailing.com. The idea of the perfect teenage summer may not include a lot of sailing, but in the case of the Red Bull Youth America's Cup, there is nothing more perfect than proving your salt in the open seas along the coast of Bermuda. From the trailhead, I'm Joe Davis.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Dominate every trail. Conquer any task. You need a machine that does it all. Introducing Polaris General. The General is the most powerful wreck utility side-by-side ever made. The industry's deepest cargo box lets you haul and dump up to 600 pounds, and the revolutionary cockpit totally refines comfort and protection. Polaris General, ultimate versatility to win every battle.
in a place that is beyond words. There is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Now we're 25 minutes into the show. If you have not sprung yourself out of your cabin fever doldrums with this beautiful weather, then you need to see a doctor. That's all I gotta say.
I agree with that statement, absolutely.
And the prescription will be a lot of the things that we have coming up. Great activities.
Oh, what a lead-in. Okay, that's right. On June 23rd, over at 80 SSS, it's the Show and Shine. And if you haven't done this, this is really cool.
You know, kind of like the Harley thing you do with your side-by-side. You can come and show off all of your stuff. It's all tied into the New Haven Car Show, so it's just going to be a lot of fun.
That will be way fun.
Now, on the next day, you can go right out to the Utah Motorsports campus in Tooele for the Lucas Off-Road Series. And you want to see a bump truck instead of a dump truck. That's what you got to see, because these things, they fly. It is so much fun to go out there.
There's so much to do out there, too.
That's true.
It's really fun. And then let's talk about the Ute Stampede Rodeo.
Okay, mark your calendar. 1 month from this weekend in Juab County is the Ute Stampede. This is probably one of the, if not the best rodeo in the state. They bring in really mean horses and really tough cowboys, and you just have a blast. Great arena down there in Juab County. Put it on your calendar, make plans to attend. Well, right now we're going to shift gears and give you a peek of what you will see next week on our show, because our goal is to get you outside.
What do you get when you mix water adventure with cave exploration and a bit of 4x4 fun? Next week's episode of At Your Leisure, of course. Follow Darren and Jill Kinder as they hit a lesser-known Utah lake and then head out from there to see what they can find. It's going to take them from the bright sun to the depths of the earth. Lastly, Reese Stein takes us to one festival where the burros are the stars.
Well, everybody, this little shop is where the history began with Duff Shelley.
It's not actually that little, Rita.
Oh, it's huge.
Anyway, amongst all the things we've learned about Duff being in this business for 6 decades, we learned that Duff is actually a world champion tote goat racer. And
it was a national, not a world.
Okay, well, national
well,
champ,
okay.
world champ.
But you were #1. You were like the reigning champ.
Well, I was for a little while.
Now, you weren't even a spring chicken back then. What? I mean,
I was probably 40.
Yeah, wow, I'm so impressed.
That was like 50 years ago.
You're a great trail guide, buddy.
Are you going to invite us back?
Yes, anytime.
Oh, yay, okay, you heard it. All right, listen, well, you know, there's adventure around every bend.
It's just up to you to get out and create your own adventure.
At your leisure.
Thanks, Duff.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's buy something. Give you a peek of next week. What you're going to see on the show next year, because
next year,
next week.
Wow.
This is going to be a
really long summer.